guys, Caramilla here from Asleep at Last. Welcome to another one of my videos. So today I'm going to be talking about naps. Naps are really important because day sleep directly correlates to night sleep. Babies and toddlers actually only need a certain amount of sleep across a 24-hour period. Now, if they're not getting this sleep, they will become overtired by bedtime, struggle to settle for bedtime and sleep badly at bedtime and through the night. If they're getting too much day sleep, they'll be undertired by bedtime, may have wakeful periods during the night, and again struggle to settle down to sleep at bedtime. So it's really important to be aware of how much day sleep your little one needs for their age. Naps and duration of naps do vary by age. It is a good idea to keep an eye on awake windows. If you don't know what awake windows are, they're basically the time in which your baby or toddler should be awake before they're put down to sleep. And it's important to note when we're talking about awake windows. So say, for example, an awake window is 2 hours. That means you want your baby to be asleep within the 2 hours. So keep them awake for an hour and a half, and then after an hour and a half start to do a wind down and start doing quiet time for half an hour before you put them to sleep, before the 2 hours of the awake window is up. If you're not aware of the awake windows for your little one, please sign up to my email because I give you a free nap guide which includes age appropriate awake windows. The link will be below this video. So yeah, start with awake windows and keep an eye on those. You can do that from as young as 3 weeks old. If you can nail your day sleep for your little one, if you can nail those naps and you're ensuring that they are having those naps spread evenly across the day, this will stand you in good stead for night sleep, and it will give you a better chance of having a good sleeper and a baby that settles well at bedtime and sleeps through the night and continues to do so as they grow. So it's important that your baby is sleeping evenly across the day. I see lots of my clients come to me and the babies are sleeping for hours in the morning, or they're not sleeping at all until sort of 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And this just means that you will just end up with a baby that is overtired or undertired by bedtime, and it all kind of just goes downhill from there and throughout the night. So it can be a vicious cycle. So again, it's important to look at the timing of the naps as well as the duration of the naps. So with a newborn, obviously they wake up just for feed, so they sleep a lot. For the first few weeks, there isn't really much you need to be worried about in terms of a structure and a schedule. The saying never wake a sleeping baby, I believe, is a myth, because the only issue with small babies that are around 3 months old, for example, that are sleeping lots and lots in the day, is that they won't be necessarily waking up for feeds. So they do when they're first born, they wake up for feeds, but as they get older, sometimes some babies can be really sleepy and just sleep through feeds, and then that means that they're up more at night. So it's a good idea that by the time they're about 16 weeks old, that you've got them on a bit of a loose structure. I would say at least 3 or 4 nap structure by the time they're 4 months old, which will allow you to have regular feeds slotted into those, in between those naps as well. So if that means waking them up, then so be it, because you want to get a feed in, as much feeding in during the day as possible, so that they start to naturally drop those night feeds. So by the time they're 5-6 months old, you're looking for a 3 nap structure. So this looks like a shorter morning nap with a long lunchtime nap and then a shorter third nap. The reason why the morning nap needs to ideally be shorter, so we're looking at no more than an hour maximum, is because otherwise they won't be tired enough for the lunch nap to take the big chunk that they need to take in the middle of the day. You can swap these naps around. I have had clients that, you know, it doesn't really work for them to have a long lunch nap, and so it makes sense for them to do a longer morning nap in that case. But as they get older, that doesn't really work any longer, and can cause early morning wakes. So try and keep the morning nap shorter. The lunch nap is really important because biologically little ones are tired around midday. This is because melatonin naturally rises, so if you can capture that window and make use of that opportunity to get them to sleep at that time, they are more likely to sleep longer and have a deeper sleep. So it's a really good idea to focus on that lunch nap. That lunch nap stays until they're age 3 as well, so it's a really good one to have, to really focus on. Try and get that nap as the one nap that they have in their cot, because from 3 months onwards, motion sleep is not restorative sleep, so it's not a deep sleep for them. They struggle to get into that deep sleep, which is what they need to grow and to develop. So try and encourage that nap to be in their cot. And then the third nap really needs to be just a short nap. Again, lots of people get this wrong and end up letting their little one sleep for too long or at the wrong time. So make sure this nap is taken before 5 p.m. so that it doesn't interfere with bedtime. And they really only need about half an hour at this age. So about 4:30 is ideal. Wake them at 5 o'clock, and that then helps to stop them from becoming overtired by bedtime. Bedtime, you're looking at asleep by 6:30 by this age. May have to be earlier if they haven't napped very well at all during the day. Once they get towards 7-8 months old, they're starting to drop that third nap. The third nap will be gone by 8 months. You'll just start seeing them fight it more. They'll be harder to settle for it, and they just won't really need it anymore. So by the time they get to 8 months, they're probably only having about 10 minutes. So cut that nap back slowly. You know, signs that they need to drop this nap are that they're suddenly not doing the long lunch nap anymore, or they're struggling to settle at bedtime. So drop that third nap. It's gone by 8 months, and then they're on 2 naps. So again, a shorter morning nap, which by 8, 9, 10 months only needs to be half an hour in the morning. So that they're getting the 2-hour chunk in the lunchtime nap. And then from 12 months onwards, the next nap to go is the morning nap. So again, you want to cut this slowly, cut it by 10 minutes every week to see if that makes a difference. Only cut the morning nap if you start to see that they're no longer taking their lunch nap anymore. Don't cut the morning nap if they're suddenly fighting it, because there is a sleep regression around 12 months where they fight all their naps anyway. This doesn't mean that they don't need the naps. A 1-year-old, a 13, 14, 15-month-old still very much needs a nap in the morning, even if it's just 10 minutes to get them through to the lunch nap. It's very unusual for a baby to not have a morning nap before 15 months. So be careful with dropping this nap too quickly. But by the time they're 18 months, it will be gone completely, or it needs to be gone back completely, so that you can make sure that you're preserving that 2-hour lunch nap again. The 2-hour lunch nap will stay until they're 3. Some drop it sooner than 3. My girls drop their lunch nap just after age 2. Some 2-year-olds may need this lunch nap cut back to 40 minutes even. The signs that they need this nap cut back are that they start fighting bedtime. So if they were previously going to sleep fine at like 6:30, 7 o'clock, and they're now all of a sudden wide awake until 8 o'clock, 7:30, that's a sign that the lunch nap is interfering and you'll need to cut it back. Toddlers do get really tired even after they've dropped the nap. So you may have to, keep them awake as best you can so that it doesn't interfere with bedtime. At this age, it is better for them to have an earlier bedtime than a later bedtime and a nap, because, night sleep is more restorative at this age. So focus on that. And once they've dropped that nap, or they've cut that nap back, the lunch nap, you will need to start putting them to bed earlier. So they may even need to be asleep by 6 o'clock, which sounds ridiculously early, but if you've got a 2-year-old that no longer naps during the day, you can't really expect them to go all day long and be awake until 7:30, because it's just too long a day. So and overtiredness again will build, and they're very busy, toddlers are, so it's ideal to get an earlier bedtime in at that point. So I hope that's helped. You found that useful. I know it's a lot of information to take in. There's a lot that goes on with naps. They do change as your little one grows. Nap transitions are really tricky. Awake windows can be really hard to stick to. So, it's not It's not easy, but it is worth it. It's worth being clued up on all of this. It's worth putting the effort in initially to get your little ones established onto their routines and to help them to manage the transitions and be aware of when the transitions are, because it really does pay off. And a baby that naps well will sleep better at night. So I hope you found that useful. Click like if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe to be notified of when I do my videos. And thank you for listening. See you next time. Bye.